Hey there guys, welcome to the video. My name is Pushpinder Gill. In this video, we're going to be talking about production possibilities frontier, right? So let's go ahead and get started. Now, before we get to the technical aspects of production possibilities frontier, I'm actually going to start with a very simple example, a kind of a scenario which every one of us, must have gone to. So first scenario that I'm going to be talking about is, let's say you actually go to a market. And when you go to a market, let's say you have a total of $16 with you, right? So you go to a market, you have a total of $16 with you, and you only want to buy two different products, right? You don't want to buy anything else. You just want to buy two different products. Well, I could name it A and B, or let's say you want to buy eggs or you want to buy candies, right? So either you'll go for eggs or you'll go for candies. So let's say an egg costs $4, right? And a candy costs $2. Fine. Just a simple hypothetical scenario right here. We're saying you're going to the market, you have $16 with you, you want to buy eggs or candies and no other product, and you have $4, an egg costs $4 and a candy costs $2. So what are different various scenarios that that actually can exist? So eggs and candies, right? So either what you're going to do is, if you buy only eggs for $16, you will buy 4 eggs and no candy, right? So that will actually give you $16. Let's say you buy, if you buy 4 eggs, that's there. If you buy 3 eggs, you would be spending $12 on it, because 4 times 3 is 12. You'll be left with $4. In those $4, you'll be buying 2 candies. Let's say you buy 2 eggs. So if you buy 2 eggs, you'll be spending $8 on it. You'll be left with $8. That means in those $8, you'll be able to buy 4 candies. And let's say you buy 1 egg, you'll be spending $4 on it. You'll be left with $12, and you'll be able to buy 6 candies with it. And let's say you don't buy any egg, you buy no egg, you only buy candies worth $16. You'll be able to buy 8 candies out of it. Now, what is this right here? These are the different scenarios in which you can actually spend all of your money that you have and buy different number of eggs and candies. Now, if I were to actually kind of point it, if I were to actually kind of put it on a graph right here, so let's say we have this as the y-axis, and let's say we have this as the x-axis, and let's say we have the number of eggs here, and let's say we have the number of candies here, right? So let's just mark them. So let's say candies go from 0 to 8. Let's say this is 1. Let's say this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? So just gonna mark it like this. And eggs go from 1 to 4. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's kind of plot the points here. So if you don't buy any candy, you'll be buying 4 eggs. So if you don't buy any candy, you'll be buying 4 eggs. So that's a point right here. If you buy 2 candies, you'll be buying 3 eggs. So if you buy 2 candies, you will be buying 3 eggs. So that point comes here, right? So 2 candies and 3 eggs. Okay, then if you buy, let's say if you buy 2 eggs, you'll be buying 4 candies. So if you have 2 eggs, you'll be having 4 candies. So that point comes here, right? And if you buy 1 egg, you'll be buying 6 candies. If you buy 1 egg, you'll be buying 6 candies. So that comes here. And if you buy no candy, so that comes here. Right. So what is this? So if I just kind of jot down all these points, what do I get here, right? So this curve over here, this curve over here, it's known as the production possibility frontier. So this curve over here is known as the production possibility frontier. Now, why is it named like that? Why is it named as the production possibility frontier? Well, it has many other names as well. Well, we're going to be talking about those names later on, but let's actually discuss what exactly a production possibility frontier is. Now here, if I talk from a market scenario point of view, production possibility frontier, so I'm just going to give you a proper definition. Production possibility frontier, also known as PPF, is a graph. So we're actually going to be doing the definition first, and then I'll be explaining the definition to you. So this is actually a graph. Here it looks like this. It can have various shapes. We are also going to be talking about the shapes in a few minutes from now. So it is a graph representing, production trade-offs. So it is a graph representing production trade-offs of an economy, right? So of an economy or a firm or any institution given the fixed resources, right? So given the fixed resources. Now, what is the meaning of that? That means that you have fixed resources, and we actually try to find out what different production possibilities can you have. So the fixed resources were $16 here. You had $16. In economy point of view, we have fixed labor, we have fixed capital. From a company or for a firm point of view, they also have a fixed labor, they also have fixed capital. So when you have fixed resources, this graph represents different production trade-offs that you can have. So either you buy 4 eggs and you buy no candy, or you buy 3 eggs and you buy 2 candies, or you buy 4 eggs and you buy a single candy. So this curve over here, so if I just go ahead and actually draw a kind of a good looking curve. So if I say this over here, it's your product X or anything X, and this over, let's say this over here, it's product A, and this over here, it's product B, and this is my production possibility frontier. Let's say there are infinite number of points here, right? So not just few points, there are infinite number of points here. So all the points represent the different, the different ways in which I can actually produce products A and B. So I can actually produce products A and products B. So I can, if I plan to produce no product A, then I'll be producing this many product Bs. If I plan to produce only product A's, I'll be planning this many production of product A's. It's not possible for me to produce more than this. It's not possible for me to produce these many product A's. It's not possible for me to produce these many product B's. Fine. So what does it do is the production possibility frontier, it's just a graphical representation of different mixes of output that an economy can achieve with its existing resources to full extent. So here you're actually utilizing your resources on this line. You're actually utilizing your resources to full extent. So here you have maximum utilization of resources. So you have maximum utilization of resources. Fine. Let's say, for example, in that same example, when you had $16 and eggs cost, for you to produce an egg or for you to buy an egg, it costs you $4. For you to buy a candy, it costs you $2. Let's say you buy 1 egg and 1 candy. Right? What is this supposed to mean? If you buy 1 egg and 1 candy, you'll just be spending $6, right? That is not effective utilization of resources, because you have $16 with you, but you're only spending $6. And then you will actually fall in this region, right? Your point will lie in this region. And this region, you have not utilized your resources efficiently. That means if you come here, it's inefficient. If you fall here, that's inefficient. And this over here, it's kind of something which is not possible with your existing resources. You can't buy 100 eggs and 100 candies with just $16, right? So that means this over here, which is something which is not possible. So that is what a production possibility frontier is. Well, it has got many names to it. It can also be called as production possibility curve. It can also be called as production transformation curve, right? So it has many names, however, all mean the same thing, right? Now so if I just were to summarize this, if I say this is production possibility frontier, if I say this is the production possibility curve, or PPC or PPF, whichever you want to call it, this is product A and this is product B. Here, if you fall here, that means if you are producing at this level, you're producing this mix of resources, that means you are inefficient. You're not efficient at all. You're not utilizing your resources to a maximum level. If you are here you're producing on this line, that means you are completely efficient. That means you cannot produce more than that. Or what you can do is you can if let's say you plan to produce more of one of the products, let's say product B or product A, you'll have to give up the production of the other product, right? So that would be kind of an opportunity cost for you. And here, if you plan to produce here, well, that's just not possible with the given resources that you have. So basically, at this point of line, at any point of this line, kind of shows the choices that you have, right? It kind of shows the choices that you have. Either you go for 4 eggs, you go for 1 candy, or you go for 5 eggs and no candy, or you go for 3 eggs and 2 candies. So it kind of shows the choices that you have, right? Now, what are different applications of it? Now, this is where everything starts. Well, in microeconomics, so let's talk about its applications in microeconomics. So in microeconomics, this graph actually shows the various combinations of amounts of 2 commodities that an economy can produce, right? So you actually use a fixed amount of factors of production, and again, the production technologies are constant. Right, so let me just repeat all that. So I'm just going to talk what are its applications in microeconomics. Well, so this graph actually shows the various combinations of 2 commodities, right? So we actually only show 2 commodities because one commodity is on the y-axis and one commodity is on the x-axis, and we actually show various combinations of 2 commodities that an economy can produce, using the fixed resources that it has, right? And again, another thing is that the production technologies that you have, they are fixed, right? Because production technologies always change in long run, and we're talking about short run here, right? So we're not talking about long run here. Fine. And in macroeconomics, so when I talk about macroeconomic point of view, so I'm just going to talk about macroeconomics. It actually shows different trade-offs for different products, such as fixed capital versus production of consumer goods, or capital goods versus consumer goods, which actually means the same thing. So another thing is that it gives us and various other concepts, the production possibility curve. So let's suppose if I say this is the production possibility curve, it actually gives us various concepts such as scarcity of resources, opportunity cost, productive efficiency, allocative efficiency, economies of scale, something that you're going to be talking about in the future videos. Now, what is about the shape of this curve? So what is usually the shape of this curve? So usually the shape of this curve is a concave shape. So it's like this, but sometimes it's a linear curve as well, a line going down. So, it can take either of these shapes. Fine. So that's there. Now, one more thing that that just coming to my head right now, it's when do the PPC shift? It's the shift of the production possibility curve. So let's say if I say that this is your number of eggs and this is your number of candies, right? And this is your production possibility frontier. So this is your production possibility frontier. Let's say a company can only produce X in candies, right? So when will the production possibility frontier shift outward, right? So when will it shift outward? So this is known as outward shift. Well, it will shift outward if and only if extra inputs are available. You actually increase the number of inputs. You have more capacity now, right? So increase the input. You have more raw materials now, or you have more dollar value now. So something increases, some factors of production increase, whether it's land, labor, or capital. So that will actually make the production possibility curve shift outward. Another way it can actually shift outward is if there is a technological progress. So if there is a technological progress, what will happen is that the production possibility curve will shift outward. That means earlier with just X amount of input, you were able to produce Y amount of input, but now with the same X amount of input, you're able to produce more than Y amount of input, right? So you actually become more efficient in your production, something that has been happening right now due to technological progress. In every sector, such as, let's say, agriculture, there are new production techniques which actually increases the production or the yield of the agricultural products. So these are the two different ways in which there can be an outward shift in the production possibility curve. It's either due to increase in input or due to technological progress. Well, if there can be an outward shift, there can be an inward shift as well. Well, this is something which is unlikely to occur and something which is very, very bad for an economy. Well, when the production possibility curve shifts inward. So let's suppose these are your mixes of goods and services, goods and two different goods. Let's say this shifts down like this. Now, when does this happen? That will happen when your raw materials get depleted. So when your raw materials deplete, you're not able to produce as many products as you were doing earlier, right? Another way it can happen is because of a natural disaster. Let's say the natural disaster reduces the stock of physical capital. Then again, there's going to be a problem. Then let's say it reduces the number of the amount of land available to the country, or amount of labor, or amount of capital in any given way. That will actually again shift the production possibility curve down, right? Inward, I'm sorry, not down. Fine. So this was about the production possibility curve, guys. So I hope you understood what I was trying to say here. I'm just going to summarize a little here. So what is a production possibility curve? A production possibility curve, or a production possibility frontier, or a production transformation curve, it's a graph. So it's actually a graph which actually represents the production trade-off of two different goods or services, and given the fixed resources, and also the production technologies available are fixed or are constant, right? So that's what a production possibility frontier is. So thank you very much for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. In the future videos, we're going to be talking about different concepts, economic concepts, that production possibility curve gives a rise to, which I've actually already listed down. That is scarcity of resources, opportunity cost, productive efficiency, allocative efficiency, and all that. So make sure that you visit our website, that is perfect-course.com. Give us your valuable like on our Facebook page, and you can also give us your valuable feedback to us at support@perfectcourse.org. So thank you very much for watching this video, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.